You're watching The Ugly Inside? Subscribe below.
So after that amazing trip to Milan on Thursday night, I'm still buzzing. What an experience. So our focus now turns back to the Premier League and our trip to the Etihad on Sunday afternoon to Manchester City. Joining me, I've got a special guest from Citizens TV. I'm joined by Omar. Welcome to the show, mate. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing pretty well. Should be a good game at the weekend.
Obviously, you're coming off the back of the Barcelona fixture as well. European fixtures for both of us in midweek. But, first of all, can you summarise Man City's performances so far this season? You know, you seem to be early favourites, 6 wins out of 6, but you kind of a little bit dip in form in the last couple of weeks.
A bit imbalanced. Going forward, we've been outstanding, but defensively a bit shaky. That is to do with the new system, I think, in part. Of course, we've not had a great defence for the past few years, but overall it has been a great start for so early on in Pep's career at City. To have been winning so many games and performing so well, I think it's been nothing short of phenomenal. We're absolutely loving life as City fans right now.
You know, one thing I've noticed, you've only kept one clean sheet in the league so far. But the irony is, of course, you let Joe Hart go. Bravo's come in, and for me, he's not convinced me so far. But is it a cause for concern at the back?
A little bit. I think we all kind of know the reasons that Joe Hart left. It was quite painful to see him leave. Because he is so loved by everyone at the club. But Claudio Bravo, he's got a good record, had a really, really shaky debut and kind of hasn't hit the heights that maybe were expected of him. Has improved, I think, recently. But he sort of, from crosses, tends to be a little bit shaky and quite a lot like some Spanish goalkeepers like David De Gea when he came over. Can be bullied a little bit. The worrying thing for me about Bravo is, though, you look at De Gea. De Gea was only in his early 20s. He was a young goalkeeper. Bravo he's in his early 30s now. I think he's about 33. He's an experienced player and really should be performing better than this for his age, you would expect. But we've just got to give him time and hopefully he can improve in the future.
Well, the good thing for you guys, you're scoring twice as many as you're conceding.
Yeah, the attack's been absolutely outstanding. When he's not taking penalties, Sergio Aguero has been fantastic. Kelechi as well, as a backup, has been brilliant as well. Nolito slotted in perfectly. KDB's been fantastic as well. Again, just like last season, Silva's playing his best football in years. Sterling's been reinvigorated. So going forward, you can tell there's the freedom and the creativity to play how we want almost. And to be honest, we just look as though any team, regardless of the defence at the moment, because I think it will improve in time. We do look as though we could outscore at least any team at the moment.
And you reeled off a whole bunch of players there, top class players. But, you know, we obviously all know about Aguero and De Bruyne. You know, they're the best at what they do. Some of the best in the world, of course. But who would you say is perhaps underrated at City that goes sort of unnoticed? Well, when they're missing, you can certainly notice it. Which players do stand out for you like that?
Difficult to say. I think Nolito's come in and been a revelation. Considering we paid very little money for him, I think we only paid about £14 million for him. He's already scored, I think, 5 goals in all competitions. And he's had a great start and he slotted into the system perfectly. Of course, scored the header against Everton at the weekend. And he's also scored already in the Champions League against Steaua Bucharest. He does look as though he's a natural goal scorer, and I think we've missed that over the last few seasons. We've not had as many goals from midfield, and we did lack goals from other strikers aside from Aguero and Iheanacho last season. So he will, I think, provide the important goals, and he does slot into that system really, really well, and he's already scored some important goals for us. And he's just a really, really intelligent player.
So, let's go back to Aguero and De Bruyne then, you know. How can we not talk about those penalties last week? Do you think Pep would have had them practicing penalties in midweek?
I don't know. I think the penalties, they are a little bit worrying. Of course, De Bruyne's not our usual penalty taker, so I'm not too worried about that. But Aguero, he's already missed 3 this season. And he missed about 2 last season, or 2 or 3. So it is a little bit worrying to see that he's already missed so many. But, you know, we're just trying to give people a chance. You know, we got to miss the penalties to give everyone a chance right now.
So it's obviously going to be a tough test for us on weekend, up to Manchester after a long trip to Milan. But probably the biggest challenge for us actually so far this season. But against the leaders, can you wrap things up with a score prediction for us, mate?
I'm going to go with a 2-1 City win. I think you've got a more than good enough defence to frustrate us, and if you come with a game plan and you execute that well, you could frustrate us. But I'm backing City for a win.
Well, let us know in the comments what your score predictions are. And Omar, you've been great. Thanks for joining me. If you want to check out more sort of Man City content, head over to Omar's channel. That's Citizens TV. All the links are down in the description. But for now, don't forget to like, share and subscribe for more. Cheers, Omar.
Cheers, thanks.